Hi guys, this is Now Spinning Volume 9, which is just me showing albums that I've played in the last couple of weeks and things that are not necessarily new, things that I might have shown in very old or older anyway Vinyl Find videos. So, it's a bit more interesting because, uh, it also sort of gives you a wider variety of things because it's not always something new that is interesting. It might be something that is a bit older and you might have missed, and I might have forgotten as well. So I'm just picking out stuff from my record collection and playing them, and I'm sharing these as they sort of happen, if you like. What's playing in the background is an album that I've shown many moons ago. It's one of the first albums that I bought, first batch of albums, if you like, when I restarted collecting, and it's this one. It's called Mother of Fire. It's out on Distill. I think it's 2010, maybe 2009. It's a very interesting combination of like indie and sort of Sonic Youth-esque, with violin in it, and it's just yeah, noisy but punkish, but yeah, it's just a bizarre sounding album, but in a very good way, very good way. Speaking of bizarre albums, well, it's not really bizarre, but because it's just straight up noise rock, and with the people playing here, I mean, you sort of expect it. It's Keiji Haino, Jim O'Rourke, and Oren Ambarchi. Oren Ambarchi is one of the people that have been showing up a lot recently in the last couple of years. He's played with a lot of people, done a lot of stuff by himself. Jim O'Rourke, probably know him from his work with Sonic Youth, solo work. I don't remember who else he has been working with. Keiji Haino, one of the preeminent figures of Japanese underground, leader of Fushichusha. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, he's done a lot of work since like the 70s, and uncompromisingly noisy and experimental. And this sort of falls under this category of, relentlessly experimental noise rock, but highly listenable as well at the same time, which is interesting how they sort of manage that. Going from really noisy stuff to really quiet and very sweet in a sense, is Tongue. This is Comments from the Inner Chorus, came out in 2006. 2006, yes. I had the download since 2006, illegal, and I always wanted to find the vinyl. This got reissued last year, and it got reissued again this year. Highly recommended. Beautiful melodies, electronic sounds mixed with live instruments like guitar and whatnot, and sound samples. It's beautiful album. Highly recommended. Do check these guys out. Stefano was also showing this album, and for good reason, and he was saying that this is a really good album, and I totally agree with him. Highly recommended. Another album that is this album doesn't require any introduction. 1998. The Boards of Canada. Music Has a Right to Children. This is the recent reissue with the Braille thingy. Absolutely classic electronica from Boards of Canada. This is their first album, out on Warp Records. You probably know this one. It doesn't require much introduction. Not my favorite Boards of Canada album, My favorite one is the second one. I cannot remember the title, but this is really, really good. Shifting gears, going on to a bit of psychedelic garage rock. These girls, Habibi, out on Burger Records with, what's the title of the album? I think it's Habibi. Yeah. It is a bit arabesque in the cover, but it's straight garage rock. Psychedelic garage, like revivalist kind of sound. Amazing stuff, really, really good. Yeah, check these girls out, really good stuff. And I also had, change this, woo, static. So now that I'm speaking of psychedelic albums, this is very exciting, watching me flip records. Pretty sure that this is exactly the kind of thing that you wanted to see. The record I just put on, this one, I picked it out from my last video, saying that, oh, you have to check this album out. This is White Fence, live in San Francisco, came out this year, and it's just amazing. I mean, you're gonna hear it. It's recorded straight from the mixing table, I guess, to Tascam, and the sound is raw. It has a lot of energy. You'll hear what I'm saying. It's bloody amazing. Highly, highly recommended. Nothing like their albums. I don't like their albums. This one is fantastic. Because I want to do the video, and yeah, you can check this album out. I mean, yeah. Recently I bought a Certain Ratio album, Sextet, and I was saying that, oh, you have to check the live one. So I was like, I haven't listened to it in a while. I found this for like £3, almost nothing. It's definitely not worth £3, and yeah, it was sealed, and I got it. I was like, yeah, well, you know, it's £3. I mean, you know, what the hell. I hadn't listened to Certain Ratio. I knew the band, I knew the name, but just never happened to listen to any of these of their stuff. And I found this one. It's live in Groningen, Holland, 26th of October 1980, and it kicks ass, man. It kicks ass. This is an amazing album. Again, it sounds very different to what they've done on the studio, because the studio production sounds very clean. This sounds dirty and punk and just, yeah, kicks ass. Really, really good stuff. An album that I've shown in my my latest video, that was a thread response to Fred Yesayer, All Our Kimbals. Just brilliant electronic music. It's just, yeah, amazing. One of the best albums of 2007. If you haven't listened to this one, just, yeah, I don't know, I mean, check it out. Fairly recent acquisition, Joanna Gruesome, Weird Sister. It's out on Petunia Pop. Petunia Pop, if it doesn't ring any bells, it's the label that has Pains of Being Pure at Heart, and there's a lot of similarities in their sound. Indie pop, just, yeah, indie pop. It's 90s indie pop made now, basically. And yeah, if you like that kind of sound, you can't go wrong. Listen to that. So this one, no need for introduction here. Dark around the edges. Monster prog psychedelic record from the 70s from the UK. Private press originals go for £2,000, upwards of £2,000 apparently. This is a recent reissue on Light in the Attic. If you haven't picked up this one, it's just recommended that you do. Yeah, it's a monster record, really. I mean, yeah. I don't think I need to say anything other than that. You probably know it's a good record. A record from the Nurse with Wound list, which I like as a good primer for krautrock, out there music in general. Phil Kimous, from 1972, a French band. This is a really weird album in the sense that these guys can play amazing psychedelic music, and they prove that with the opening track and the closing track, but they choose to do a lot of experimentation in between, and although it does work and it doesn't feel like it's just pasted together, or they just play around in the studio. I really wish that they could just play the first and last song forever. Seriously, this is this good. But yeah, the whole album is really good, and it's on the Nurse with Wound list, so check it out. As I said, Nurse with Wound list is always a good primer for stuff. And if the Nurse with Wound list was to be modernized, it might have included this one, which is Bar Now, and it's From Our Mouths, Perpetual Light, a Perpetual Light, out from Not Fun Records. I think it's 2010, and yeah, Bar Now is psychedelic drone band. The two guys from this band, John Porras, and the other guy is called Evan Caminiti, have done their own drone albums, which are really good. And yeah, this is amazing. This is one of the very first records that I've shown, I think. Something that is psychedelic. It's from the 90s. And yeah, 93. Voyage 34 by the Porcupine Tree. Really nice psychedelic rock, but a little bit too polished for some people. I don't mind the polished sound. It's like very well produced and very artificial. It doesn't have the blemishes, the live kind of the edge. It doesn't have an edgy sound, which is, for some people it's good, for some people it's bad. In my opinion, it's a negative, but because the music is really good, I don't mind. Really good. An album that I don't think I've shown before. I have had it for quite a few years. Serpentina Satellite, Mechanica Celeste is the name of the album. It's out from Rocket Recordings, which is the label of the Heads. So yeah, it's space rock. These guys are from South America. I don't want to say a country, but they're definitely from South America. Colombia, maybe, I don't know. Let's just say South America. Really good stuff. Do check these guys out. And finally, monster record. Space rock of, just space krautrock, I would say. Yeah, Gnod, you might not know. White Hills, that you may know. And this is a Gnod Dropout with White Hills 2. I don't know if there was a 1. Maybe. probably was. Anyway, I bought this around the time that it came out, 2011. It's just highly recommended. White Hills, you know, as you know, monster space rock, psychedelic rock band from the UK, from the US. Gnod are UK residents, and they play psychedelic rock, and this is just mind-blowingly good. So do check this one out. So that is my update. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments. You know, like the video, dislike the video. Subscribe, unsubscribe. Do what you want. Interact if you like. And I will be seeing you around, I guess. See ya.